Well, hello YouTube. How you doing today? As you noticed, the screen looks a little bit different than what it has. It doesn't have as wide a view, but I thought I would try that out and see how y'all like it. Alright, so I do this off screen. Cut the block that goes here, and I cut the block that goes here to fill that in. I will have to add quarter inch plywood, or maybe even a half inch. I think there's probably a half inch here, maybe just a piece of drywall, and then I think I put that quarter inch down there. Pulled the wires out. Since I don't know which one goes to the light and which one goes to the receptacle, I went and got my meter. So turn it on, and disconnect wires, and take the wire nut off and see which one's got power on it. One doesn't, and one does because of the light switch. And that does not. The other one should go to the receptacle, but I'm going to check it anyways. And 119.9 volts. So we know which one goes to the receptacle. This one here does, with the red wire nut. Alright, so now I'm going to take and shove the wires back down through the hole the best I can. There's only about 3 feet down to the pea gravel inside the crawl space. So it will not be, it's just probably going to bunch up on me, but we're going to give it a try anyhow. The red wire nut was barely able to fit through the hole. Looks like it's going down pretty good. Alright, now I don't think this here wire nut's going to work, so I'm going to take it off. And let me straighten that, grab that, let's get done at home or something. See how this works. Alright, looks like we made it through the floor. Of course, there's another wire in there. It doesn't slide as easy, but it is still going pretty good. Alright, that should be plenty. Alright, let's grab some staples and staple the wires to the 2x6s. Wire didn't want to lay flat, so I had to twist on it some more. Yeah, that was a bit too much to put 3 wires under there, so. in this area to do is this board that I cut out that came out here. I'll put it back now. At least that's my intentions. It's almost in. It's still almost in. Because it's hanging on nails where I cut them off before. More than that, there's a whole nail coming straight down through there. Oh, I have to cut it off. Oh, I know why. When I trimmed this off, this stuck over here further. So. Alright, let me make some noise. Turn my hearing aids off. Alright, now let's give it a try. Let's see, try it this way. Look at that. Alright, that works just fine now. Put a couple nails in it, we should be good to go. Alright, so that area's done. I guess now I'm going to start working on the double pocket door frame. I need to go back outside and get my square. I'll be right back. In a previous video, I mentioned that the wasn't enough room, which is one reason why I was trying to make this opening as square as I could make it. Well, I forgot about when I removed the base plate. So I needed 84.5, and I had 84 before I took the base plate out. So I've got more room than I need now, which is fine. That's not a problem. So the instructions for this tell me that I need to, for an 80-inch tall door, I need to measure from the subfloor up 81.5 inches. And supposed to put a nail in there. I want to mark a line first. Then I also measured 1.5 inches in. Now this pocket door frame that I bought for 2 18-inch doors is a 2x4 for a 2x4 wall. I couldn't find a manufacturer that made one for a 2x6 wall. They were 24 inches. So this is the bracket that the door mounts to. And I'm going to put a 2x4 right here on this edge, flush with this, and then when I add material to this side, because I have to add plywood, I think I only have to add a 1/2 inch. This will help make the door more center. And I don't need it for strength, but it will add more strength also. Hard to put the nail in when you drop it. Got my nail in, so that's where it's supposed to sit, right there at the top of the groove. Now, remember, from this point over, this door goes up. So I can't come over here and measure 81.5 inches. I'll have to measure the difference that remains and come over here and measure down. That looks like 3 3/4 inches. If I hadn't made it level, it would be harder to do this. Measure my 1.5 inches. Somewhere. I thought I did. I guess I don't have those numbers. Oh. That's okay. That nail, piece of a nail fits. So currently that leaves me a 1/2 inch on this side, that's all it leaves me. I'm going to add at least a piece of 1/2 inch plywood. So won't be exactly center, but it'd be pretty close. A lot better than I was planning on trying to make it before I realized I had to put plywood up to support the solid surface. That's actually what one of the pieces looks like. So I'm going to stick it up there, and then I'm going to measure to see what my fill in distance needs to be, because I have to support the center, and it doesn't support with something like this, which you would, if you had a single pocket door, it would go here. But since it's a double, they could butt up against each other, and it's a different piece, and it uses a long bolt that goes up through the center, which will screw in to whatever's above it. So that will be 1 1/8 inches. So I need to go outside and cut me a board, a 2x6. That's 1 1/8. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to do that. That's a lot of work. So it's approximately 74 inches. Because of the way this fits, I'm not going to try to rip down a 74-inch board to 1 1/8 inches. I'm going to take a piece day long and rip it down to 1 1/8. So that's just going to go in the center, because that's what basically going to fasten at the center. The bracket attaches to the 2x6 studs. Alright, I'm going to go out and cut that board, and I'll be back. Cut a spot in the middle. So if I had a bigger door, it would definitely need to be done that way. I don't think it does, but I'm going to do that anyhow. So these cut these little plastic pieces, and they got little nipples on there that will fit inside these holes. Now I do not, of course I guess this kit's probably for more than just one setup, but the way this lines up, you want to put 1 screw in each hole. The other 6 holes are useless. And they give you 8 screws, so that's obviously the intention. Also, you're supposed to hang this first, but I'm not. Actually, I think I will. Not sure how well that's going to work, but we're going to do it. part here. I had to take 7/8 of an inch off of each of these. Double check that. Alright. In order to use that, I have to have a 3/16 hole. I don't have a 3/16 drill bit, so that's where I'm not going to drill. But I will drill the next smallest downsize that I can find. So, put that together like that. Of course, it's not going to fit. Alright, so I've got some sockets. I'm going to try to make it start and screw it in. See what happens. Yeah, so it started. we're looking for the length of screw I'm supposed to use to mount the brackets into the T-6s. Yeah, that'll help. Well, the opening is wider than it should be. Well, that's essentially how it goes, and then it gets a center bolt to hold all that, the center weight up. Look right there, you can see it's bent a tiny bit because the bracket won't go no more. And this slot is always in that slot, and so with the other one, that bracket did not bend. Kind of screw it down first, I guess. Well, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that screw out and make a new hole and screw it in. So. Well, it's time for me to go though, so I will finish this pocket door frame install tomorrow. So until then, if you liked what you saw, please hit the like button and subscribe. You all have a good day.